King, Yellow Jacket Nation, welcome back to another episode of Catch a Buzz. My name is Ryan King, here with my brother and co-host Sean King.
Hello, hello.
Got another video coming for you guys here. Got to discuss the Jackets' big game this week coming up against Wake Forest, getting back into ACC play after a solid win against Temple. Unfortunately, didn't cover right there at the last second, but did for all intents and purposes. And
It feels like they know sometimes. You know what I mean? Especially teams like that, like Temple.
Yeah, I think that those smaller teams, it's one of those things that they're just kind of playing for. Especially,
I doubt many people were betting that, but at the same time, it's.
Yeah, I think that once they get down into those situations,
lose. You know you're going to lose. At least win something. You know.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a moral victory. But for the most part, I felt like Tech looked decent. We were texting back and forth during the game. And as we discussed on the podcast last Thursday, we have a really bad habit of coming out and playing great in the first quarter and playing great in the fourth quarter. But this team, or specifically the offense, seems almost incapable of just playing 4 quarters of complete football. They always seem to hit this lull the moment that the first quarter ends until the moment the fourth quarter starts. We just look completely inept. I don't really know where that comes from. I mean, we picked back up, I think, kind of middle of the third quarter in this game, but I just that continues to be a concern for me because it's one of those things that you can get away with against Temple when you're up 21-0 at the end of the first quarter, but if you're losing 7-0, if you're losing 10-0, you can't just go 2 quarters where all of a sudden now you're down 21-24 to nothing.
Exactly.
So it's definitely a concern to me. That's kind of where I want to start. Is just how are you feeling just overall going into this week against Wake Forest after what you saw this past weekend?
I'm scared. They put up, I think, 24 against NC State the first half, and then somehow didn't score another point in the second half a couple weeks ago. Scared a couple things. They've had 2 weeks to game plan for us. It seems like already through these 3 weeks, teams have picked up on some cues as far as our screen game goes. I think last week, that's kind of what got us in that lull in that second quarter. Offense gets blown up on a draw up the middle, and then you throw a screen that gets just read perfectly for a loss of like 6 or 7. You get a sack. I don't know. It seems like we get complacent sometimes, and you can't do that against these teams that are going to want to come in here and do one thing. They're going to want to beat a ranked team. Now you have a target on your head. So I don't know. We're gonna have to play 4 quarters of football because at least from what I watched from that Wake Forest NC State game, their quarterback's a dual threat. He can sling it. He can run it. That number 10 for them is speedy as hell. I think he ran the opening kickoff back for a tutty against NC State. So special teams is gonna have to come to play. It's just. It's hard to say. I don't like where our offense is at because we move the ball, we put up points, but it's just you can't have that for 2 quarters, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, giving them field position and just not putting up points for a quarter and a half. It's just not going to win you football games consistently.
Yeah, we had, if I remember correctly, we had 200 yards of offense in the first quarter and we had 9 yards of offense in the second quarter.
Yep.
It just completely fell off a cliff out of nowhere, and it's those types of things that continue to drive me insane. Like, at least it wasn't a Bowling Green situation from a couple of years ago where you just completely imploded. But against better teams, it has the potential to turn into that. All it takes is for all of a sudden, you go into this, like I was saying, you're down a touchdown, you go into the second quarter and get outscored 21-0, nothing, the game's over. If you're just going 3 and out, you're sticking your defense out there on the field, who I've really liked for the most part. I
We're
have my
still rushing the passer.
I mean, just complete lack of pass rush.
But for somehow, even without that, I mean, I guess the secondary is just playing very well because I think our secondary was one of the worst last year.
Yeah. Secondary has been much improved, which is exactly what you want to see with Gideon taking over the coordinator position. But I was thinking about this earlier today. I feel like my general mindset for the rest of this season is that I don't care who we're playing. I'm just going to get more and more nervous every single week because as Tech fans, I think we all kind of have it in the back of our minds that at some point we're going to have that letdown game. It's just a matter of when.
I'd rather it be as long as fucking possible. Keep getting your ranking as high as possible. But
yeah,
still,
ideally,
if you drop one to one of these teams on our schedule, you're gonna drop a good little bit in the rankings.
Yeah, the only exception to that might be NC State or something. But anybody else other than that, and maybe Pitt at the end of the year, depending on how they end up. But that would also just be a backbreaker to lose that game. If you're 10-0, you lose that going into Georgia. That would be worst case scenario to me. Well, maybe not. Maybe it would just really light a fire under their ass for the Georgia game. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things that, we're just going to keep seeing that number next to our name get a little lower and a little lower every week if we keep winning. And then with that, it's just going to come the nerves of how we're going to perform as the expectations continue to increase. Because you're getting to a point where I'm already starting to see videos. This is just regarding outside noise, trying to block all that out. I mean, I don't think it's one of those things that's going to bother Haynes, but I've already seen several videos of people talking about, hey, when are we going to start talking about Haynes King for Heisman? And these are not Georgia Tech fans that are saying this. It's little things like that as you continue to win, you're going to continue to get noticed more and more. It's easy to get distracted by that sort of stuff, especially when you're a program that's not used to having this level of success. Also, that is a concern for me.
Well, you start taking more shots.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get boosted. I mean, he missed that one to Rivers early, but he bounces back. There's a beautiful ball to Canyon for the touchdown. I don't understand why we're not taking more shots, especially last week against Temple. I mean, we do it on those first couple drives, and you put up 21 points.
Yeah.
And then I'm those three and outs we had in the second quarter. I mean, it's just all play call.
Yeah.
I mean, your offensive line screws you. I think on the first 3 and out, like I said, they blew offensive line, just let someone through. They blew it up, probably lost a 3. And it just seems like Gideon or not Gideon, after a loss, Buster just loses all capability to play call.
Yeah, and part of the reason that happens is because of exactly what you said. I mean, it's like he's allergic to the deep ball. He'll give you a couple of them sprinkled in here and there, but it's one of those things that I wish that we would approach the deep ball the way that we seem to approach, read option and screen passes, where it's like, we're just going to keep doing it until you stop it. Why don't we have the same approach with deep balls? I mean, obviously you're not going to throw a deep ball every single play, but sprinkle them in. Take a shot or two every single drive.
No, I understand you're not going to score every single drive, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, I'd be interested to see our stats on deep balls. I mean, that are catchable. Contested catches down the field. I guarantee you, we're damn near 100%. I mean, every deep ball that Haynes is at least throwing a good ball on, I feel like we've came down with, because there hasn't been that many of it.
No, it's like you said, you got to throw that caveat in there of Haynes actually putting it on target, because that's also been a concern. But I feel like that's a concern because he just doesn't get to throw him all that much. Like his arm isn't warmed up. He's just dumping these passes off. He's not ready to go try to throw it 50 yards down the field.
At the time against Clemson, he had that that big 3rd and long to start the game. It was either the first drive or the second drive. He throws off his back foot. Fine, I think it was Eric with the flood route across the middle on the sideline, and then throws that beautiful one to Eric again down the sideline. Probably should have scored and ran out of bounds, but and then we don't do it the rest of the game.
I know. Like you see it work early, and you're thinking, oh, we're hitting on everything right now, because it's always preceded by us having success in the run game or with a screen or two.
Yeah,
obviously that's how you set up the deep ball. But and then it works. It works, and you think, wow, the offense is humming today. Like they're about to put up a bunch of points. But then it just stagnates. And I think that part of the reason it does stagnate in the second and third quarter is because we stop being aggressive. We stop taking those shots. I don't understand this mentality of just like taking your foot off the gas and just coasting, basically, just calling what seems to just be calling the same play over and over for 2 straight quarters. And then all of a sudden the creativity reappears in crunch time. And it's really just kind of mind-boggling. It really just makes no sense to me. I don't know. I like to think that it's something that we're just not seeing out there, but after watching football for long enough, I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of times coaches just are set in their ways, however bizarre they may be, and you just kind of got to live with that. I don't know, but I don't want to be completely negative. I want to. We're coming in here just trashing Tech, and they're the highest they've ever been ranked in a fucking decade. So I don't know why we're doing that, but
it's just because I'm scared. Yeah. Like, these teams might not be looked at as talented and all that, but I mean, with this transfer portal, every team is dangerous. You know, it's any given week.
Yeah. I think that's where it stems from. It's just us just not wanting to get too high.
Every single year, I've been
it's
24 years. It's every single year.
Yeah, 26 for me. So it's one of those things where we've just been trained to temper our expectations, I think. So it's really hard when you have a team come out.
Am I absolutely thrilled? Yes. But another thing is you see Colorado and you see Clemson.
Exactly. Now, the thing with the Clemson thing, and I feel like it also relates to Florida State last year, it's one of those things where
it kills their mentality.
Yeah, you can't hold it against Tech because the team that Clemson played, or the Clemson team that they played 2 weeks ago is not the same Clemson team that Syracuse played last week. They played a defeated team, a team that had just lost twice and squeaked out a win against Troy. So at that point, they're 1-2. I think they're sitting there, they're looking at Tech, who they just lost to, and then they're looking at Miami and Florida State, and they're like, oh, season's over.
Yeah.
We have 2 losses. There's no way in hell we're making the ACC championship. So I think they just kind of phone it in. And I think it was a similar thing for Florida State last year, even though it was the first game. I think that they just they were just never able to recover. I don't think that they were that bad. They were too talented to be 2-10. But it's one of those things where it's a lack of culture, which is something that Tech is never going to suffer from as long as Key is the head coach, thankfully. I don't ever foresee a season unless there's a year that we just go full Dion in Colorado and just have to bring in a bunch of transfers that don't really have any sort of buy into the culture. I never see that happening at Tech. I feel like we're already past that. I mean, Key's been here 3 years. He's never missed a bowl.
Yeah.
When he took over. So, that's one thing that I'm very excited about and that's something that's disappearing across college football is just the culture of a program in general. Now it's most places it's just whoever has the biggest checkbook, but you're going to see teams like Tech that still maintain what college football was built on, and what makes college football so awesome is the culture and traditions of a program. And Tech is 100% maintaining those, thankfully. because we have an alum in the program, and is somebody that truly cares about maintaining all of that, and it's palpable. I mean, I think the recruits are drawn to it. As a fan, I love it. I love that my coach knows every word to the fight song, and he's in there singing it after every game. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess let's focus on Wake Forest a little bit. That is the game of the week. I don't know. To me, it's hard for me to be when I'm just looking at it objectively. You know, from the outside looking in, it's
10-9
hard for me to be concerned.
Yeah, I mean, you see 10-9 against Kennesaw State.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
But then I think they beat up on somebody week 2, and then, like I said, they were up 14-0 against NC State. NC State came back. I mean, they put up 24 in the first half, and then they just get shut out in the second. So I mean, they can be really explosive, and then they can also get in their own holes as well. So
yeah, I just don't know how explosive they actually are. It's hard for me to believe that Robbie Ashford is all that explosive, at least in terms of his arm.
QB?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the highlights I was watching, I mean, he did have some good passes, but I mean, he must have had a lot of bad ones in the second half because I mean, they really weren't showing much of their offense. But I'm telling you, number 10, that dude is dangerous.
Okay.
He's just a little quick track dude, kind of like Malik, faster than Malik. Really just turn on the
NC State highlights.
The highlights from last week and just watch the first kickoff.
Yeah, I did see that. To me, but like I said, I mean, from the outside looking in, there really should be nothing to be concerned about. I mean, you're a 2-touchdown favorite, and my hope, to be honest, I didn't really like how jovial Key seemed to be in the Temple press conference after the game.
Yeah.
You just gave up 24 points to Temple. I mean, I get that he's to keep them like excited about
the second drive of the game. We had a ton of backups in.
That is true. Yeah.
And I don't know why he did that, but I mean, especially by the third and fourth quarter, it was all backups, except a few on the line. Like I still saw Vandenberg in there, but as far as like DBs and
that is true. I forgot about that.
So
yeah, I mean, if we.
But yeah, I mean, obviously you get the last second touchdown. It was really like 17, but what are you gonna do?
That's fair. I was being a little too harsh there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really just fully. I'm gonna be pissed if we don't blow them out. That's where I'm.
That's the thing. Like you're the 16th ranked team. You need to start blowing people out. Like,
I know. Every game you squeaked by.
And one of Key's pressers the other week, he's like, "We're just a 1-score team." I was like, "What?
Fuck that."
No. He's like, "Yeah, I need to go back and find exactly what he said, but it was something along.
I heard that. I remember that.
Something along those lines where we're always going to be in a 1-score game or it's something. Maybe it wasn't that direct, but it had something to do with always being in a tight game.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, dude, no,
you blow people out that you're a 2-touchdown favorite against Wake Forest. Yeah, 14.5 is what I saw earlier. If you're a 14.5 point favorite, don't win by 14. Win by 28. Just blow somebody out, please. Are we ever going to do that again? We talk about it with the Falcons. I feel the same way about Tech. Are they ever? Well, the Falcons are good at doing it in the other direction. But like, are you ever going to blow a team out that isn't a FCS Group of 5 team? Like, when are you going to play one of these shitter ACC teams and just have nothing to stress about? Like, Virginia Tech, you better.
What was the last time we blew a team out? A Power 4 team.
I have no idea. Because any time that we put up the points to blow somebody out, we find a way to give up 40 also. Like North Carolina. It's like we always put up points against them, but then we're winning by a field goal.
Really, North Carolina last year came down to the last second, almost damn lost.
Yeah.
NC State almost lost, 1-score game. Duke won by 10.
Right, 2 scores.
And then the others were what? BMI, Florida State, you win by 3. That's 5.
Miami, you win at the end.
Yep, you win by 5.
5.
Every single game is just a stressor.
Yeah, I don't know the last time that we blew out one of these teams, and I mean,
we don't really have explosives.
No,
but it's just when it's just first down, when it's 8 first downs a drive.
Yeah,
you don't have time to run up the score, and then and then it just comes down to your defense, and hopefully you get the ball back, and hopefully you can get up by 2 scores, but your defense isn't going to shut everybody out.
No, you don't have 21 Georgia on defense. Yeah, it really is frustrating. I mean, because if we continue
gives all these teams hope,
right? If you continue to do that, you can never feel good about any of these games going into them, because you're going into them under the impression that at best you win by 2 touchdowns, and that's probably going to come late in the game if you go up by that much.
Yeah.
And it's why I was so frustrated in this Temple game last week. After you go up 21-0 in the first quarter, it's put your foot on their necks, end the game, go up 35-0 at halftime. That's what great teams do. They don't play they don't play with their food with these shitty little teams.
Yep.
I don't understand why we do it, because there is not a planet that Tech should ever not be winning, that should not be blowing Temple out this year.
I seriously can't even think back to the date where we were blowing people out. Like in 2014, were we blowing teams out? 2016?
I'm sure that there were a couple that year. There had to be. I mean, 2016, we still only went like 7-5 or something.
Yeah.
We just beat Georgia this year. That's why we remember it fondly. But I'm sure 2014, but I don't remember every game of that season, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But it's been a while. It's been a while, and I would really like to see us get back to at least once or twice a year having a game like that. That'd be great.
I think the reason why we're so critical is, one, because we want to see these blowouts, but two, you see all these other teams blow. Like Clemson was beating us 70-3 for 9 years in a row.
Right.
Like, and we just don't see that with this team, and it just makes you think, like, okay, is every team going to have a chance against us? Like, should we really be ranked 16th? Just because we're 4-0 and we beat a crappy Colorado team, and I'm just going to say a crappy Clemson team. I mean, I don't care if we ruined their mentality and they lost got their ass beat by Syracuse because we beat them. But like, I think that's where my concerns stem. It's like Buster's play calling and just no pass rush.
I agree. That is the reason that we're critical. It's not just
talent. It's not about our talent.
It's not
at all.
No, and it's one of those things where it's not just like, we're not just sitting here being cynical. It comes from looking at history, because I don't care what anybody says, like everyone said it's a new year, which I agree with, at least when it comes to rankings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you can't go back and look at previous seasons and gather things from that, especially for a team like Tech, where you have a bunch of returning starters and talent on the roster. You can and coaching. Nothing changed offensively, and well, that's the problem. Nothing changed offensively. In fact, through the first 4 games, I think we're throwing it even less than we did last year, which is a huge concern to me because last year I was justifying it by saying that I felt like Haynes King was hurt from the very start of the year.
Yeah.
Preseason. And that's why we weren't throwing the ball the way we did the year prior. But to me, at this point, the only conclusion that I can really come to is that Haynes went crazy 2 years ago throwing the ball, but he also led the country in picks. And Buster has just completely overcorrected since then. And his whole priority is just protecting the ball, which we've done a horrible job of this year. But
I'm going to be so interested to see how he plays with Philo next year.
Me too. It's going to be fascinating to see. I hope that Buster doesn't leave and take a head coaching job somewhere or anything like that, because that is very interesting.
Didn't we re-sign him like at the beginning of this year?
Yeah, we did, but I don't know how much that matters.
Because I heard he might go to the damn oh no, never mind. That was Zach Robinson. I heard might go to the fucking Oklahoma
State.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Later.
Please do. But yeah, I mean, our concern just comes from previous experience watching this program play football over the course of a season, and just not wanting to wear the rose-colored glasses. Like, as much as I want to fully buy in and just sit here and just like sing Kumbaya about where Tech is at right now, I can't do that because, as you said, great teams blow out. It's not just FCS and Group of 5 teams. Any FBS team can blow those teams out.
You need to blow out the lower tier Power 4 teams in your conference.
Yeah, they're going to go blow out FCS. And the great teams are blowing out their conference opponents. That's what they do. That's what Clemson did for a decade. That's what Georgia has done for going on a decade now. That's what Alabama has done forever. Like, you destroy these teams. It's not even a game. Halftime rolls around, and if you're at their stadium, the stadium's empty. And
why can't Buster just?
You've not seen us do that once.
Why can't Buster just call up a scheme like he did against Louisville 2 years ago to open?
I know. Well, shit. Look at the Georgia game last year. What did Haynes throw for in that game? Did he throw like 350, 400 yards or something?
Yeah.
He can do it. That's against Georgia.
Yeah. It makes no sense at all.
It makes absolutely no sense, especially like if you know that he can do it. Why are you sending him out there to run it 25 times a game and put his body on the line if you know he can throw the ball the way he can?
Especially with the guys you got out there, man. I mean, now Malik and Eric and Stockton aren't going to moss nobody, but they're sure as hell getting past them. And you see it every time we've thrown deep this year. They're open for a touchdown.
They're open.
Haynes just has either missed them or he hits them.
Yeah, I can't recall a single deep ball from Haynes where it was into heavy coverage.
Yeah. And then Isaiah, fucking throw it up to him every goddamn play.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry for a bit of a negative show tonight, but we're just I think Sean and I are both.
We're just getting to that point, man. We're getting to the ACC part of the schedule.
Yeah.
And it's about to get real. We're about to see exactly what this team is made of.
Yeah. It almost feels like a restart of the season. It's like you're a third of the way in. Here is what's going to determine how your season is going to go. Really, the next 5 games.
Look at Pitt last year, dude.
Yeah, 7-0, lost every game after that. Now, if if we did that, I'm not even going to talk about that because I don't think that is humanly possible with the schedule that we have, unless all 22 starters got injured. But the concern is just those letdown games. You just cannot lose to Duke. You cannot lose to Syracuse without their starting quarterback. You can't lose. You better not lose to Virginia Tech, I swear. Oh, my God. Boston College is terrible.
They lost to Stanford.
They lost to Stanford. They're terrible. Like, there is no better year for you than this year. This is the easiest ACC schedule you will ever play, ever. Especially looking at I'm looking at Virginia Tech, and they're one of those teams that are a perennial dark horse in the preseason, and their head coach is gone in the third week. It's like, well,
but that's what scares me about Virginia Tech.
Huh?
That is what scares me about Virginia Tech, though.
I know. Yeah, maybe now they're playing with their hair on fire for the interim coach or whatever.
But also now you're really going to see what all the other ACC teams that we're going to play are made of. So
right. Yeah, I mean, it really is. I'm just sitting here looking at the schedule. It's insane. I mean, you should probably be favored in every game leading up to Georgia by a minimum of a touchdown. Minimum.
If we're beating teams handily.
Right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they'll adjust the spread if every game we play is a one-score game. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that is just that is my hope for this Saturday. Because do we have the bye after this game?
Yeah,
we do. 5-0. Just beat them by 24 points. Go home, rest, and then get on with the rest of the season. And just I feel like they just need to do it once. They just need to have the one game that they just break it open on somebody. And maybe Buster needs to see that. Maybe that'll make him start opening it up more if he just, sees Haynes throw for 4 touchdowns and he's just hitting deep shots. But it's just hard for me to believe that he's doing it for no reason. That's the other thing. Like, he's really just, this is how he's calling the game. Like, he has no reason for calling it this way.
I wish he would do the damn press conference and they would ask him.
God, that would be lovely.
I wish I was a damn what the hell are they even called?
Reporter, journalist.
God, I would just ask the right question.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so maddening listening to those press conferences and hearing some of the questions that they ask. It's like, dude.
Be like, hey, why aren't you throwing it down the field when it works?
Right. I would literally ask Key that. I'd be like, hey, coach, you seem to have a lot of success throwing it down the field deep. I'm just wondering why you guys seem to get away from that in the second and third quarter. Why is that so hard to ask? Even if he's a dick about it, who cares? At least you tried to ask the question.
No.
Like, I would much rather get that than just throw up a softball. Like, Aiden Burr had a great day out there, What has he meant having him around the program the last couple of years? Shut the fuck. Who cares?
Who cares?
Sorry. We're just kind of all over the place today, but I feel like it's
But good things. We've got a ton of damn talent. I mean, the O-line looks good for the majority of the game. I mean, yeah, they're going to let up their crappy, But yeah, I mean, you get the ball in the hands of our playmakers and something good's going to happen. They get to that second level, there's a good possibility it can go all the way. I mean, Hosley came out as just such a beast. Is he a senior or is he a junior?
I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, but he's fun to watch, man. That stiff arm going into the end zone was so disgusting. He just embarrassed that guy.
And I mean, it's just, dude, our receivers are too talented to be just tunnel screen, tunnel screen.
Listen to this.
Buy one Sonic.
Oh, shut up.
Get another free.
I mean,
I ESPN. So I just pulled up Hosley's stats. He's a junior first, so that's great.
No, he was the Ivy League Player of the Year or something.
Yeah, well, he's playing like the ACC Player of the Year right now, according to his stats. He only has 24 carries for 219 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 9.1 yards a carry.
That's pretty nice.
That is insane.
You think it's going to be his backfield next year, or do you think Maddox and Jordan Mason?
It'll be Hosley's, dude. He's faster than I thought he was.
Yeah.
And he runs people over, dude. He's so strong.
How about the talent we have in the NFL right now? From Jackson Haas, just lighting it up in Buffalo. I mean, the amount of praise he's getting for his blocking, and even got a touchdown a couple weekends ago. You got obviously Jameer. You got Jordan Mason, who's now starting. It's just good to see.
Yeah, and it speaks to the coaching at Tech, because these are guys that have come out of the program in the last few years when we were literally at the low point in the entire history of Georgia Tech football.
Yeah,
and these are still the guys that you're producing, and I think what sets it apart, and it's how you know that it is coaching at Tech that's really like turning the program around, because you see plenty of talented guys that go to these big programs and they're good enough to just dominate in college that without having to actually listen to coaching really and develop themselves. Like they might get a little stronger and faster just being in the weight program and whatnot, but they're not really learning that much about the game. That's what's different about Tech. That's why these guys step into the NFL and just hit the ground running, because they've had to learn all of this. They've had to like absorb all this information and improve. I feel like a lot of these guys that are super talented don't necessarily go through the same thing, and that's why you'll see so many draft busts. It's guys that just aren't prepared for the grind of the NFL.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I see a lot of our guys getting drafted, at least from this team this year.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna have a good bit of draft picks this year.
I mean, do you think Malik would get drafted?
Maybe really late. I don't know. I don't see him getting drafted, to be honest.
What about I see Jamal getting drafted.
Oh, Jamal's 100% going to get drafted. Jamal will get drafted like 3rd or 4th round, if I had to guess. I'll be fascinated to see if anybody drafts Haynes in like the 7th round.
Yeah. I hope.
What would be crazy is if he plays good enough this year to New York for the Heisman, and then he's like a 7th round draft pick.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just need to get this game over with so I can see what we're made of.
Yeah, it's once again, it's another week that I feel like is really just going to tell us a lot about who this team is. That's the hard part for me. I think that's the reason that I'm still not just fully bought in and celebrating, because I feel like I still don't know that. 4 weeks in, I feel like I still don't know who this team is, actually. Like, did we just get lucky the first 4 weeks with like Colorado and Clemson being ass? Or did we actually just beat decent teams? That it's something that we're just not going to find out for the next few weeks until we see how these next few games go. And once we actually get into the ACC schedule and see how we start playing at that time. But that's why I'm just like kind of, I guess, honing in on the negatives, because the reason I focus on it is because I see them as things that are going to hurt us down the road. And that's the reason that I don't just sit here and ignore it. I have to call it out or at least call out what I'm seeing. I could be wrong about some of it, but
I mean, well, that's the thing, is we know all our positive. We know Haynes King is a dog. We know Jamal and Hosley are dogs. We know our receiving core is a dog when they get used correctly. We know our offensive lines are all dogs when, you know, they step up. We know our run game is great. We know our linebackers are good. We know our DBs have been great. But at the same time, dude, for me, it's literally just the damn offensive play calling that just scares the living shit out of me.
yep.
Like, I don't know why. It just does. Just
You can only play with fire in these one-score games for so long.
too many why can't I get the damn word out of my own mouth? I guess loss of yards on plays. I mean, there's just too many of them.
Yeah.
It's Clemson. You had about 15 of them, and somehow you still win the game. But it's like these damn screens are going to kill us, dude. And
I know.
And they're not that easy for defenses to pick up on.
No, we've had several of them blow up in our face already.
I know. And that's what happens when you continue to run it.
Well,
3 times a drive.
It's only a matter of time before exactly what happened to Michael Penix on Sunday happens to Haynes King. Just like the Louisville game last year. He'll go to throw one of these screens and never sees a DB waiting right there, walks into the end zone. And typically that, for whatever reason, those plays always seem to happen when you're already losing and they're just backbreaking.
Yeah.
And it's things like that are so concerning. It's why the offense isn't as explosive as it should be. It's why the Falcons' offense is terrible right now. It's because they're basically running the same offense as Tech.
They don't take shots.
No, they take no shots. They just spam this fucking screen button. And another thing that I brought up in one of the previous videos is Haynes has to start handing it off to the running backs more. He's pulling it way too much. I get it on 3rd and 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're just going to lower your shoulder and go get it. That's one thing. But there's too many of these plays on 1st and 2nd down. For how often he's pulling it, I haven't got back and dug deep into it, but there has to be plays where he's pulling it where Jamal or Hosley could really break one. It feels like he's pulling it way too much.
Yeah, Haynes, they're faster than you, kid.
Right. And they're shiftier than you.
If they've got room, they're probably going to get more yards than you.
Yeah. That brings me to another thing, too. Jamal's got to break a tackle at some point. He gets tackled by every single shoestring tackle. Every one of them.
Yeah, now that I think about it lately.
Anytime that he goes to break one, someone touches his ankle and he's on the ground smacking the turf. It's like, dude, please run through an arm tackle.
Yeah, he's got to lift his damn legs up.
He does. That's another small thing I've noticed with him. And then we already talked about Rivers just running out of bounds every single time he touches the ball. That's also got to change. But yeah, I don't.
The reason we're so critical is the hopes are very high.
Right.
And if we want to see the end of this thing, you got to be critical and you got to fix these things now before it's too late.
Yeah. The time for celebration comes after you've actually won something.
So, Key, I know you're Buster. I know you're watching this.
Yeah.
Listen to these criticisms. We're telling you the hard, honest truth.
Yeah, and Buster and Key, leave a comment down below. You can DM us. We'll get on the phone. We'll run over some of these things with you guys. We'll coach you up. Just outside consulting.
X's and O's, all right?
Yeah. We're just focused on X's and O's here. We really think that it'll be a benefit to the program. So give us a call. Yeah, I don't know. I think my closing thoughts really for this week are just they just still have to prove it to me. That's really just where I'm at. I want to buy in so badly, but I can't do that until I see you go out there and just beat the living daylights out of a team that you should beat the living daylights out of.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you. And I think a lot of people are too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I don't. Let us know if you think we're being too hard on them, or let us know if you're feeling similarly to us. I'm just like, because I'm not even like a cup half empty kind of person. Like I'm not always looking for the negative and everything, but uh, when it comes to this, I know that I can be that way. So let us know if we're being too harsh on them, or at least just let us know what your thoughts are for the rest of the season and just kind of where you guys are at through the first third. Um, it's going to be very interesting. The potential is sky high for where this team could be at the end of the year.
Yeah. No, and let us know what we can do better to attract more viewership. Because 30 views ain't working for me.
Well, except for consistency, because we're aware of that one. We definitely need to be.
Cameras. We got cameras.
We did get cameras. I think that the quality is going to be a lot better. We'll see about the audio. I've got a bad feeling the audio is going to suck still, but if it does, we'll look into getting microphones too. But we got cameras, so we're slowly upgrading.
You're welcome.
Try to make this a more enjoyable product to listen to. But that's all I got, man. What you got?
Just beat the brakes off Wake Forest, goddammit. Just do it for me. It feels like I've literally the last 5 years of my life have just been every football season, just every weekend is just a stressor. I mean, every single damn weekend. Just blow their brakes off. Please. Yeah. Start out strong, score points in every single quarter. Go 14, 14, 14, 14.
They can. They can. We'll see if they do it. Oh, well, we got to get predictions. So,
yeah.
That's kind of important. That's kind of the reason we do this. What do you got? How do you think Saturday goes?
God, just thinking about it makes me want to hide under my covers. Let me go. We got to score at least 30, right?
I think so.
Pissed if we don't score 30 points. Give me I would love to see like a 38 to okay, give me 45. Give me 45. Like that should be so attainable.
Yeah.
With our damn op. That should be so unbelievably attainable.
This offense can put up 40 points a game easily.
45 to fucking 17.
I like it. I'll be a little more conservative. I do think we're going to cover. But I've got Tech winning 38-21.
Okay.
Ideally, that's with another late touchdown from Wake Forest. And we're cruising the whole fourth quarter. That's what I would like. I would like it to be 31-14 at the start of the fourth.
Yes, I will take that.
That's how I'm hoping it gets to 38-21. Both teams score one more in the fourth, and it's over before we even get there. That's my prediction. And yes, so there you go. See, we're being positive in our picks.
Yep, we're heading into the bye week 5-0.
5-0, you'll probably be 14 in the country, something like that.
Walking down Tech Ave like a damn gangster as you're going to the fucking playoffs. All right, Haynes. All right, Buster.
One at a time. Just keep checking them off. We gotta make another shrine. I'm hoping that this is the year. You guys will get to see the shrine if maybe later in the year. Sean will show off the shrine for you from the 1990 Natty. But
you have to do it on like a. I can just take a picture of it and share it.
Yeah. But all right, man. those are our picks, guys. Like we said, please let us know anything that we can do to improve the product. Like it, comment. We want to know what you guys think about it. So, that's the main reason that we do this. We want to try to connect with other tech fans and hear your guys' thoughts. We love talking about it.
We put more like hashtags or whatever. You need to find the data.
I haven't done that because I've been uploading it off my phone the last couple times. So, and there was no option to do that for whatever reason. So,
hashtags and just get in the oh my god.
Yeah, get in the oh my god. That's all. that's all I got. So, we'll see what the Jackets do this weekend.
Go Jackets.
Come on, Jackets. The hell with Georgia.
God, what is it called, dude?